this gal moved over here and she fed and she got me involved. And now, when she died, I made her a solemn promise that I would take care of the kittens that she was taking care of.
And his slaughter. Bruno is a 4-year-old American Pit Bull Terrier. He is sweet and he is energetic and he is friendly and smiley and tail waggy. Yes. He tore his CCL, which is just basically his knee ligament. So if you think like a linebacker who tears his ACL, that's basically Mr. Bruno right here. He could be like a Seahawks player. He's just very athletic, and so what happened was he tore that and he had to get a major surgery to fix it. So he's still on rest after that surgery, which is just killing him because what he really wants to be doing is playing fetch. One of his former foster parents said this and I loved it. She said that tennis balls are like his pacifier. He has to carry one wherever he goes. Now we're being super mean and not letting him have one right now because he'll be too tempted to play and we don't want him to get hurt. And he's got just until the middle of September, and then it can be tennis ball heaven again, all the tennis balls. I think we should fill a pool with tennis balls on his recovery day. I think that'd be fun. While Bruno is a sweetheart with people, he's not really a fan of other dogs. Now there have been some good friend dogs that he gets along with, but in general, that's not his happy place. He does fairly well with kids, so in the foster home recently, he's been sleeping with his 12-year-old best human friend. So.
very excited. It's about time that we're able to help our community and our county and let people come locally to get their cats spayed and neutered at a low cost. It's great.
I like cats. There's also a huge cat overpopulation problem in Othello. I've heard for every one cat you see, there's 10 to 15 cats you don't see. And for a town of 7,100 people, there's an awful lot of feral cats there. And most of the people in that area are of lower income that can't afford veterinary care. So the need is greater there than it is in Seattle.
Are cats a big problem here in Adams County?
They're a huge problem. We have an amazing amount of feral colonies, and they're large feral colonies. And so this, because of Pawsitive Alliance, we've been able to do a couple of these where we send our cats over on the west side. We've seen significant reduction in our cat colonies there, but we still have a long ways to go.
They are suffering and dying. They're spreading disease, and we're preventing them from having to be trapped and euthanized by spaying and neutering, and just trying to have an impact on the population in a positive way.
I'm Teresa Marks, Executive Director of Pawsitive Alliance. Our organization works across the state on adoption, spay, neuter, and pet retention services. Give Big is extremely important to us this year. Our highly successful Why Not Me Pets campaign that helps pets with barriers to adoption like Julie here continues. But with the current uncertainty, we don't know when we will be able to resume our events and fundraising. However, we see the need for our services increasing after this is over. As pets are going to be surrendered for economic reasons, kittens will be looking for homes as spay and neuter services have been suspended. Homeless residents and their pets will likely increase and need additional supplies and support. And economic hardship will mean more need for low-cost spay-neuter services. Because the need will grow, your support now means that our programs will be there for the future. The need to give now is bigger than ever. Support your local nonprofits. We are all facing an uncertain future, and every donation counts. I'm Teresa Marks, Executive Director of Pawsitive Alliance. Our organization works across the state on adoption, spay, neuter, and pet retention services. Give Big is extremely important to us this year. Our highly successful Why Not Me Pets campaign that helps pets with barriers to adoption like Julie here continues. But with the current uncertainty, we don't know when we will be able to resume our events and fundraising. However, we see the need for our services increasing after this is over. As pets are going to be surrendered for economic reasons, kittens will be looking for homes as spay and neuter services have been suspended. Homeless residents and their pets will likely increase and need additional supplies and support. And economic hardship will mean more need for low-cost spay-neuter services. Because the need will grow, your support now means that our programs will be there for the future. The need to give now is bigger than ever. Support your local nonprofits. We are all facing an uncertain future, and every donation counts.
Because of Pawsitive Alliance, we've been able to do a couple of these where we send our cats over on the west side. We've seen significant reduction in our cat colonies there, but we still have a long ways to go.
We're preventing them from having to be trapped and euthanized by spaying and neutering, and just trying to have an impact on the population in a positive way.
Five down there. I feed 3 over there. Then I got a spot over here where I feed where the babies come. We're feeding because the camp here wouldn't feed, and the babies couldn't get into the garbage cans, and the big cats were in the garbage cans, and the babies were always around the outside, and then they'd die, and then I was burying baby cats. And this gal moved over here, and she fed, and she got me involved. And now, when she died, I made her a solemn promise that I would take care of the kittens that she was taking care of. And so when she died last October, I took over, and I've been feeding ever since. Here, because I've been feeding them, I'm afraid next year there's going to be more cats. And I've got several of them spaded and neutered, and several have died. We've got disease, we've got an eye disease, we have a lung disease, we've got scabies. I've got a cat in here that's got scabies. My personal cat got scabies from those cats. And so that's just the way it works around here. I'm basically the Pied Piper.
Gypsy and Tiberius, a double adoption story. The story begins with an all too common situation. A sweet but nervous pregnant stray, only about 9 months old, is initially brought to a high euthanasia shelter. Luckily, a wonderful organization, Little Paws for Rescue, pulled her out of the shelter to give her an opportunity to have her pups in a loving foster care. Extremely wary and afraid of everything, her fosters gave the husky mix the name Nervous Nellie. 3 months later, Nellie and her 7 adorable pups were ready for their debut at Pawsitive Alliance's annual Bow Wow Meow Luau. Former board member Julie McGoldrick and her sister Marie Collins were eager to attend the event. Summer had arrived, and with the kids out of school, the luau would be a great opportunity to meet a lot of different dogs and possibly find the right match for the Collins family. Julie and her husband Sean came to the event to provide support, as well as bring their own pack of 3 dogs to meet any new potential family member to ensure compatibility. After meeting a few dogs, they spotted Nellie. Julie knew she would be a little bit of work, but after taking her out of the kennel, the positive chemistry with the McGoldrick dogs was undeniable. Bo, the oldest son of Marie, didn't feel that she was the right dog for him. An avid baseball pitcher, he wanted an active dog to play fetch with. Luckily, it wasn't long before Nellie's adorable pups wiggled their way into that young man's heart. Julie went to help her sister with the adoption. Sean, left holding Nellie's leash, continued to walk around the event. Unbeknownst to Sean, Nellie knew she had found her pack. She put her front paws on Sean's hip and tucked her head into his belly as if to say, "Please take me home." This message was heard loud and clear. Having helped the Collins family adopt the cutest pup of the bunch, Julie glanced up and saw the look on her husband's face, and she knew what it meant. Sean just kept asking Julie, "Tell me no, just tell me no." Looking to Nellie and then back to Sean, Julie's final response, "I can't." That was that. Sean enthusiastically announced, "Okay then, I'm doing it," and skipped like a little kid over to the adoption counter. So their pack of 3 became a 4-pack, and by an extension, a 5-pack. Nellie was renamed Gypsy for her wandering nature, and her pup was named Tiberius. 4 months later, Gypsy is all settled in. She leaps like a gazelle through whatever open space she can find and sleeps with reckless abandon every night. Mom and pup have regular play dates romping around the backyard, walks together almost every week, doggy daycare to run off that midweek energy, and visit an off-leash park on the weekends. A huge thank you to Pawsitive Alliance for putting events like the Bow Wow Meow Luau together, allowing these 2 bundles of joy and laughter to find their forever homes. Sincerely, the Collins and McGoldrick families.
there, and welcome back here on Cairo 7. We are with Hero right here in studio with Greyhound Pets. I'm with Teresa Marks from Pawsitive Alliance and Martha Faulkner with Greyhound Pets. This is Hero. Tell us about this guy who needs a home.
Okay, well, Hero is a sweetheart. He's 3.7 years old, so three years, 7 months. He's been with us since last July, so he's been with us over 7 months. And he is a greyhound. He's an ex-racer, retired racer, and we think he stopped racing due to the fact that he had a toe injury. So he had to have a couple toes amputated. But he's a sweet boy. He's looking for a loving home. Basically, if you can give him a short walk on soft surfaces, he would love it.
Tell us about Pawsitive Alliance and how you're related to this and these. Hero needs a hero, right?
Yes, exactly. So Pawsitive Alliance works with people throughout the state to help animals that have a little extra need find their homes. So our Why Not Me Pets program has about 35 partners that are active right now across the state. And we look for animals like Hero that have, you know, a little problem that maybe they don't work out great for everyone, but they have that perfect person out there waiting for them.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming, and let's get Hero a home.
Thank you.
Hero and other underdog pets need a superhero like you. Visit the hashtag WhyNotMePets page at pawsitivealliance.org. You can consider giving one of these special pets a second chance. And here's what.
Hi friends, we can't wait to see you all at our birthday celebration happy hour on Friday, October 9th, which launches our week-long virtual auction from October 9th through October 18th. To get us started, we thought it would be fun to share a little suggestion for an appetizer and a cocktail to kick off the event.
First off, we have our Why Not Nachos. Just like the cats and dogs we feature in our Why Not Me Pets marketing campaign, these nachos are a little dressed up and ready to go. Just preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then start by prepping all of your nacho ingredients. I suggest some vegan protein alternatives, like this beefless ground beef, which I fry up with a little cumin, garlic, and chili powder for that south of the border flavor. Warm up some vegan, organic, refried beans. Next, you'll want to slice up some tomatoes, olives, jalapenos if you want some spice, red onions, raw or grilled, depending on your taste, chunky salsa, and cilantro, if you like it. I love it. Once your ingredients are prepped, build up your nacho stacks on a lined baking sheet with tortilla chips, topping the chips with vegan shredded cheese. Bake until cheese is melted and stacks are warmed through, about 6 minutes. Garnish with green onion slivers and some sliced avocado. Hey now, don't these look fancy? Now that we have our appetizer together, let's grab our drinks.
We suggest this positively perfect margarita, a classic margarita in a bright green hue that evokes our positively bright green volunteer shirts at all of our adoption events. You'll just need a few simple ingredients.
Start with 1.5 ounces of silver tequila, 1 ounce of the orange liqueur of your choice, Cointreau, Grand Marnier, or Triple Sec, and finish with 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. Add a little agave nectar or simple syrup to sweeten the drink if you'd like. For a margarita on the rocks, you can serve it over ice, or blend the ingredients with a shaker full of ice for a frosty libation. And for that special little bite, rim the glass with lime juice and a little salt. Delicious. To make a virgin margarita, just swap out with non-alcoholic options that have a similar citrus taste. 1/2 cup of limeade or lime juice, 1/4 cup lemon-flavored sparkling water, 1/4 cup lime-flavored sparkling water, and 1/4 cup orange juice should do. Serve over ice, and don't forget that lime and salt rim for the final touch.
So grab your drinks and nachos and join us on Friday, October 9th at 6 p.m. We'll share more about Pawsitive Alliance, what we're up to these days, and where we're headed in the years to come. And as always, your donations will help support our programs, which help people help pets. We'll see you there.
Because of Pawsitive Alliance, we've been able to do a couple of these where we send our cats over on the west side. We've seen significant reduction in our cat colonies there, but we still have a long ways to go.
We're preventing them from having to be trapped and euthanized by spaying and neutering, and just trying to have an impact on the population in a positive way.
Hi, this is Scott Service, manager of the Seattle Mariners. I invite you to find a new four-legged friend during the month of December through Pawsitive Alliance's 9th annual Shelter Open House. Shelters and rescues across Washington will be participating in this month-long event. While supplies last, adopters will receive goodie bags with items to help you and your new friend get off to a great start. During last year's one-day event, over 400 pets found new loving homes. For a list of participating shelters, go to www.pawsitivealliance.org. Thank you.
So after the vet appointment, I picked her up in the afternoon and I brought her back home, and she went into early labor that night. At 11:13 on Friday morning, the first baby was born. It was amazing. She was amazing. And so we took her back to the vet, and the staff there delivered the last 4 puppies by C-section. She knew exactly what to do. And the babies, she just takes excellent care of them.
Once you register and you've got your little donation page going, your friends, family can sponsor you and your Greyhound for the big walk. Our veterinary costs were over $194,000 last year, so every dime helps for the dogs.
I think that would be very, very beneficial for people if they really love the breed, to just spend a little bit of time and make sure they understand the breed.
Volunteers, they come in and they'll take the dogs out in either 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and we have them preset into groups, you know. And they take those dogs out in the yard and they love on them, let them, you know, play a little, you know, kind of get to know them, what have you. and they'll bring that group in and then go out for the next group.
He's really sweet. He's very smart.
He's much smarter than Obi.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's true. We love Obi. Obi is very sweet.
Obi's the best, but
He's not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. So, and Wally is very smart and
Yeah.
he adjusts very well. Like we took him on vacation with us and he learned the layout of the new house very easily. So.
Wherever we can find dogs, we bring them in. Once the hauler arrives here, we have a team of volunteers who welcomes the dogs, and we unload the dogs and let them do their business out in the yard and what have you, and get a drink of water and stretch their legs a bit.